from the Fox 5 studios. This is the RebZone Sports Show, sponsored by Flowing Tide Pub.
Right, defense is collapsed in. You get that wide open. What a pass!
There he goes. Whaley on the trampoline.
Yeah, the Rebels put up a strong 37 minutes against the Wolfpack last night, but mistakes down the stretch of the ball game cost the Rebels their first loss in almost a month.
They're a good team, but we got to finish down the stretch. We have to lead the whole game. We got to finish out games better.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You know, every loss hurts, and so we just, you know, we can let it beat us twice, or we can, you know, do what we need to do to get ready for another tough one.
Welcome into the RebZone. Just like Coach Kruger said, these guys got to get ready for another tough one on the road at Air Force this week and at home against Colorado State. Welcome into the RebZone. Head coach Kevin Kruger in studio tonight, and we'll hear more from Keelan Boone about doing a better job of guarding the ball without fouling down the stretch. But like I mentioned, strong 37 minutes. But what did you want to see from your team down the stretch last night?
I think Keelan said it perfect. You know, we just made some mistakes that we lost a little bit of our aggression that we had for 37 minutes, and you know, Reno made us pay, and it's just unfortunate.
Coach, 5 in a row before this loss. What have you seen from your team as of late?
I'm just getting better, continuing to work, get better, and yeah, just got a good little streak going there, but. Again, every game's tough in this conference, and but guys appreciate that and understand it.
Yeah, the RebZone is turning into the Rob Zone tonight with a lot of highlights from Rob Whaley Jr. But let's head out to a rockin' Thomas and Mack last night. Viva Las Vegas. We got Elvis in the house for the Silver State rivalry. Packed house at the Thomas and Mack. And hey, I think that's Barry Odom in the crowd. It's looking like him, right? UNLV looking to win 6 in a row against the Wolfpack, and Coach Kruger looking to stay undefeated as head coach against the Pack. But like we mentioned, Keelan Boone gets it started for the Rebels. The Boone twins turn it up. Boone knocks down the first bucket for UNLV. Rebels in front 3-2. The Wolfpack would answer right back. Jared Lucas was hot from downtown. UNR jumps in front 5-3. And like we mentioned, this is the Rob Zone. Rob Whaley Jr., the bruiser for UNLV, scores 4 back-to-back buckets for the Rebels. Rob told me the identity of this team is all about being physical, and the JUCO transfer, well, he brings the physicality every night for UNLV. The Wolfpack keep clawing back. Daniel Foster to Nick Davidson down low for the dunk. UNR back in front 28-27. Keelan Boone was putting on a show in the first half, knocking down 3 first-half threes. UNLV steals the lead 34-28. Shot clock running down here, and DJ Thomas drives inside for the layup. UNLV takes a 36-28 lead over the team up north at the half. Second half, and UNLV continues their dominance over the Wolfpack. Luis Rodriguez misses the bucket, and Caleb Boone finishes with the slam. The Boone twins were rolling last night. Rebels extend their lead 47-41. UNLV not done. Thomas throws it up to Carl Jones for the dunk, and it's a dunk show at the Thomas and Mack. Rebels are rolling 49-42 over UNR. Wolfpack fight back. 2 minutes to play. Keelan Blackshear goes coast to coast, and it's a 1-point ball game. The Wolfpack trail the Rebels 62-61. The Silver State rivalry comes down to the wire. UNR misses their 3 right here, and it's a battle underneath the hoop. Daniel Foster lays it in, and UNR steals the lead 66-64 with 30 seconds to play. The Rebels run into foul trouble at the end as Jared Lucas would ice the game, sinking 4 free throws. The Wolfpack steal this win from the Rebels, snapping UNLV's 5-game win streak 69-66.
Well, there's more games left, so we can't really harp on it. Yeah, it hurts, but I mean, the job keeps going.
Yeah, just short-term memory. Just have a short-term memory with this and just move on to the next one.
Coach, like Rob Whaley Jr., I know your guys are back to work today, getting ready for Air Force, but talk about the energy that Rob Whaley Jr. really brought in the first half, scoring 8 straight for you guys.
Yeah, Rob did a good job just being efficient, being down around the rim, finishing at the rim, and kind of bringing that level of physicality.
He scored 44 points in the last 3 games against New Mexico, Fresno State, and UNR. What kind of leadership have you seen from him in this past couple weeks?
I think he's just being reliant. He's being dependable, and he's doing what's asked of him, and so his teammates know exactly what they're getting out of him every day, and that's part of being a leader. It's just being consistent.
Yeah, I've heard from a lot of guys that they feed off his physicality and his consistency right now. But want to talk about the end of this game, Coach. Jared Lucas able to sink 4 free throws, but DJ Thomas with the ball in his hand at the end of many games this season. What have you seen from DJ growing each game this season?
Well, yeah, he's just a steady hand, and he takes care of the ball, so we get good looks when he has it, and that's part of being a point guard. It's getting good looks for your team every trip down, so that's why the ball's in his hand a lot to finish games.
Coach, this rivalry game was so physical. Can you talk about the physicality of every game this season and how your guys come out on top?
Yeah, Mountain West is a very physical conference. That's what it's known for, and last night was no different. So the team that's usually more physical is going to win.
Yeah, coming up, we got a big one on the road at Air Force on Wednesday night, but we're also taking a look back at the Runnin Rebels' 5th straight win in conference play. Rob Whaley Jr. scored a team-high 17 points against the Bulldogs, asserting his physicality once again. We'll have highlights and post-game reaction from Fresno. And the Lady Rebels are 12-1 in conference play, thanks to this girl right here, UNLV's freshman point guard. Amarachi Kimpson dropped a career-high 20 points against the Rams. We're sitting down one-on-one with this young Lady Rebels star. And there's nothing like picking the brains of the Runnin Rebels coaches. They are so smart. Tonight we're going one-on-one with a man who brings 31 years of coaching experience to UNLV. John Cooper brings a wealth of knowledge and experience to the team, and hear why Las Vegas is so special to him and his family. All that and more on the Reb Zone coming up. Welcome back to the Reb Zone. After UNLV's 32-point home loss to Air Force, the Rebels never looked back, going on a 5-game win streak, taking down San Jose State, Wyoming, 25th ranked New Mexico, and sweeping Fresno State. Coach, a big win for you guys on the road this week at Fresno State. What grit and toughness did you see from your guys against the Bulldogs?
Yeah, tough place to play. So guys were ready. Guys played hard and got the win.
Yeah, once again, Rob Whaley Jr. putting on a show, scoring 17 points and grabbing 5 rebounds. But let's check out the highlights in Fresno. The Runnin Rebels rolling into Fresno on a 4-game win streak, looking to sweep the Bulldogs and win 5 straight. The Rebels trying to find their groove in the first half. Caleb Boone misses the jumper, and Luis Rodriguez comes out playing aggressive in Fresno. The Rebels jump in front 14-9. You know who's an aggressive guy? Rob Whaley Jr. throwing down the hammer on the Bulldogs. UNLV extends their lead 20-16, but Fresno State's Leo Colomario, the senior from Sao Paulo, Brazil, takes over the first half, dropping a game-high 16 first-half points. Colomario was 6 of 7 from the floor, 2 of 2 from 3, and the Bulldogs run into the locker room, leading 32-29 at the half. The Rebels keep up the fight in the second half. Rob Whaley Jr. using his size to dominate Fresno State. He's a lot of fun to watch. UNLV back in front 48-41, and Bulldogs spark back Xavier Dussel from way downtown. The former Cowboy turning it up with the Bulldogs. Fresno State trails UNLV 48-44. Bulldogs and Rebels fighting till the very end. Leo Colomario finishes on the other end for 2. Colomario posts a season high 30 points against the Rebels. Bulldogs trail UNLV by 1, 66-65. Game comes down to the wire. DJ Thomas throws it over to Brooklyn Hicks. Hicks loses the ball, and Fresno State has a chance to win with 10 seconds to play. Final seconds on the clock. Xavier Dussel throws it up for 3, no good. And UNLV hangs on and wins 5 straight, 67-65. Whaley Jr. says his guys woke up in that second half.
We finally woke up. We came out kind of sluggish, but we got together as a team at halftime and said we need to come out, we need to win this. So our saying right now is, are we a team in March? And we believe we're a team in March. So that's our saying, that's what got us going.
Coach, I know this shows a lot about Rob Whaley Jr., but he has played really well in the past couple games. But talk about him using his size, his dominance on the road at Fresno, and really him icing the game for you guys.
Yeah, Rob made a bunch of good plays. He was really good around the rim again. He was physical, and yeah, his free throw late in the second half kind of, I think, changed what Fresno was able to draw up for a last-second play, and it was a huge free throw. There was a long break right before it, so it was good for him to calm down and miss the first one, but knock down the second one.
Yeah, 5 players in double figures in this game. Talk about your team's fight not to give up and take the foot off the gas in the second half.
I think Rob said it. You know, that we came out and we let Fresno kind of play their game, and at halftime, guys banded together. I'm not sure exactly what was said, but they said, you know, he mentioned they talked and came out in the second half and played much more like we were able to play.
Yeah, and that's what I'm seeing, a lot of leadership, even from the freshmen DJ Thomas and Brooklyn Hicks. Well, speaking of leadership, the best part of the RebZone is really telling the stories of Coach Kruger and Lindy La Rocque's teams. We're continuing to getting to know the Runnin Rebels assistant coaches that bring 30-plus years of coaching experience to Las Vegas. Assistant coach John Cooper has experience coaching from coast to coast with stops in the Pac-12 and SEC. But Coach Cooper opens up to me tonight on why UNLV has been so special for him and his family. Why is Las Vegas, why is UNLV special to you?
Well, this is my 30th year coaching. I might have missed a year, but I know it's 30. Where you can say that you've been at a basketball school, a basketball place, you know, for years and years, and this is nothing to our football program, but for years and years, if you say UNLV, one of the first things you thought of was the basketball program. And so this is a place from a sports perspective that basketball was really, really important to the university, important to the fan base, important to the community. And so as I look through all the places I've been, there's not a lot of places you can say that about around the country. And so it really makes it unique. There's obviously great tradition, national championship. Not many people can say that. And so success has been here. And now when you look at the city and how the city's grown and what kind of city it's become, it's a place where you can, you know, raise a family and really be content and happy and enjoy and particularly enjoy the weather, and of course not see hardly any snow. I won't say no snow, but hardly any snow. You know, I think all those things have really played into, you know, what makes this place unique, what makes it special. And then when you go around and you talk to people who are here in the community, someone always has a story about their experience with UNLV basketball, whether they were a kid sitting in the stands, whether their parents had season tickets, whether they hung around with the group back in '91, or all those things. And it's not like that everywhere. And so it's really made it unique. The people have been terrific, and you know, I've really enjoyed it along with my family.
Speaking of maturity on this team, want to talk about DJ, back-to-back Mountain West Freshman of the Week. What growth have you seen from him this year? Well,
I think now the thing that I'm starting to see the most is he's starting to discover his voice. And, you know, what does that mean is, you know, there are times now out on the court where I will see him directing. I'll see him getting the group together, and he's the voice within that group. And I think when you think of a young man such as DJ, who's obviously, you know, he's here a year early, that has to be one of the hardest things. And in many ways, it's probably not necessarily what he naturally is, but just to come in and to be able to play the way he's played, to really be able to get along. He's such a great person, and he's really easy to coach in that he's the kind of kid that everyone wants to cheer for. You know, he didn't come in and he didn't step on toes. He just came in and he was himself. And now you see that with that success and with the season going on and the experience growing, he's more and more starting to take some ownership, starting to exert his leadership every day, and it's a process, and especially when everything is new and it's at a different level. So it has really been a joy to watch.
I'll love getting to tell these stories at UNLV. Coming up next, Fox 5's Mariah Janos goes one-on-one with the Lady Rebels freshman star Amarachi Kimpson, who scored a career-high 20 points against Colorado State. The Lady Rebels continue to dominate the Mountain West. We'll have more on their 7-game win streak coming up. The Lady Rebels continue to cement their dominance in the Mountain West, looking to win their 3rd straight Mountain West title. With the tournament coming up on March, UNLV improves to 12-1 in conference play with 2 big wins over Air Force and Colorado State. Let's check out the Lady Rebels' blowout win against the Falcons last night at the Thomas and Mack. Alyssa Brown scores the first bucket for UNLV. The Lady Rebels scored 64 points in the paint against Air Force. UNLV on the board first. Kiara Jackson floats one in for UNLV. The the Lady Rebels are up 12-6 over the Falcons, and Jackson was on fire in the first quarter, scoring 8 points against Air Force. Lady Rebels getting it done in the second quarter, shot clock winding down, and the Lady Rebels are able to get a bucket up before the buzzer goes in, leading 49-26 at halftime. Third quarter, Lady Rebels were knocking down threes too. Alyssa Brown for 3. The Lady Rebels dominating 69-47 after 3. Nothing but buckets for UNLV as the Lady Rebels clinch their 7th straight Mountain West win over Air Force, 96-68. 2 big home wins for the Lady Rebels this week, coming out on top against Air Force and Colorado State. Here's more from head coach Lindy La Rocque.
I thought we played well, and everyone from start to finish, again, on the bench, and it starts with the scouting report the last couple days, and we know we have great talent. And so, you know, I'm happy when they put it against someone else, because obviously we see it in practice, but to get everyone in the game and to show, you know, our fans and the community how great our team is, it takes everyone. And, you know, and obviously I'm really proud of that.
Well, her nickname is Smooth for a reason. UNLV's freshman point guard Amarachi Kimpson has impressed Rebel fans this season, showing off her talent on both ends of the court. And just like DJ Thomas, this freshman continues to be a bucket for the Lady Rebels. Fox 5's Mariah Janos goes one-on-one with the Texas native.
All right, let's start with the game against Colorado State. You dropped a team high 20 points. What level of confidence are you playing with right now?
I mean, honestly, a lot. I feel like, you know, the team puts a lot of confidence in me, so it's really good to just play with energy, and I just let it come to me.
Desiree Young, a great player to look up to. What have you learned from her so far this season?
Communication, leadership as a whole. I mean, she's, you know, our best player, and she really puts a lot of confidence in us, and so I really learned from her from that standpoint of, you know, having to communicate more and just, you know, having a big presence on the court.
You also have an incredible coach, Lindy. What have you learned from her that's really brought out the best in you so far this season?
You know, coming back into a point guard role, but also, you know, playing off the ball and just being a better teammate as a whole. She's taught me a lot about, you know, team defense, just as like all the coaches, and really like working together with my teammates on that one.
Is there anyone that you watched growing up that really made you think, hey, I want to play basketball, I want to take it to the highest level I can?
Actually, like, I grew up watching Maya Moore. I loved her, like, you know, when she was playing with the Minnesota Lynx. And I mean, LeBron's my favorite player, which of course he's still in the league, but I learned a lot from that, but just watching a lot of point guards in general.
Last game was an absolute highlight reel for you, but what advice would you give to seniors back at home in high school that maybe want to go on to do something similar to you?
I mean, you always just, you know, push for your dreams. You have to work hard, stay in the gym, all that type of stuff, but also have time for yourself to just enjoy life and, you know, let it come to you. But again, hard work is like the #1 piece through it all.
Now this team, you guys have had some close games, including that Colorado State game. What is it about this team that allows you to come back, push through, and get the win each time?
I think we just have to stay poised. That's a really big thing. And, you know, close games, you know, you don't want to get flustered just at every little thing. So, you know, we just have to come together and come out with a win. You know, we usually do that a lot. So, yeah.
Oh, great time sitting down with Amarachi Kimpson. Well, back on the road with the Runnin Rebels, UNLV looking to bounce back from a tough loss last night against the Wolfpack and jump back in the win column at Air Force for a late 8 p.m. tip-off on Wednesday night. This right here is the Falcons' only conference win of the season. We'll take a look at how Air Force has lost 6 in a row since their win against the Rebels. The RebZone will be right back. Fox 5 is back on the road with the Runnin Rebels this week, packing our bags to Colorado Springs on Wednesday for a late 8 p.m. tip-off against Air Force. Then we're back at the Thomas & Mack on Saturday. UNLV getting ready to host Colorado State at 5 p.m. 2 big games on tap this week for the Runnin Rebels, and Fox 5 has you covered all week long with head coach Kevin Kruger. Coach, we talked about this being, you know, the only win for Air Force in conference play this season. What do you want to see from your guys on the road at Air Force, especially you guys have been playing really well lately?
Continue playing with confidence, just implementing what we're going to put in to work on to go to play hard.
You guys won 5 in a row after this game. What have you seen from your team after this loss?
Just continuing to work, get better, and you know, go into each game and just treat it and only focus on the one right in front of us.
your coaching experience, your playing experience. What are the challenges of playing at Air Force?
Yeah, it's unique. It's a different style, and it's tough to prepare for. So we got to be really locked in the next few days to get ready.
Yeah, and I know DJ Thomas, Keelan Boone, all the guys really have been really locked in and focused. I know they were kind of emotional last night against the UNR loss, and I know these guys will be ready to go. But Coach, we've also got to talk about the Super Bowl being in town this past week. What does that mean to you to see Las Vegas really become the sports capital of the world?
Yeah, it certainly has. You know, you've got USA Basketball, Super Bowl, Final Four coming. So just a lot of great things, and it's I think it's great that a lot of things are coming out to Vegas.
Yeah, and it's awesome to see that the Runnin Rebels, UNLV football, Lady Rebels are really in the center of this city, and it was awesome to see Super Bowl 58 take over our town. And I know this is just the beginning for Las Vegas, so sports are really on fire here in Las Vegas. Well, I want to give a big thank you to my family and all of Rebel Nation that came out last night at the Thomas and Mack. It was rockin'. We need all of you again on Saturday against Colorado State for a 5 p.m. tip-off at the Thomas and Mack. Thanks so much for watching the Reb Zone. We'll see you here next Sunday at 10:30.